Fixza followed Crald as he carried the mewling baby wyvern in the crate. It would occasionally give a half-hearted push on the lid, but Crald kept a tight grip to keep it closed. As they approached the inn, there was an orc out front that Crald had never seen. He was speaking to the Baron and gesturing angrily at one of the guards. Crald slowed at the sight of the furious newcomer, just in time for a soul-shaking roar of fury. It made him jump, jostling the box. Whether it was the roar or Crald's sudden movement, the baby wyvern began wailing in response. It was loud enough that Fixza slapped her hands over her ears, while Crald jerked his head back from the crate and held it at arm's length. "You, don't move," the new orc yelled, rushing at the two of them. They froze, not knowing what else to do. He grabbed the crate, then put it on the ground, cracking the lid to peek inside. "Phantom!" he cried, relief and joy intertwined in his words. He picked up the young wyvern, who let out another high-pitched mewl. Shouting from the top of the inn caught everyone's attention. "Tharg! Let Stormripper go. I found Phantom and she knows it," the orc said, cradling the creature in his arms like a baby. "Our cats found it. Not you," Crald thought sourly, just before a shadow swallowed all three of them. A massive pair of wings blocked the sky from view, as a much larger, scarier version of the baby wyvern appeared above them. Pulling wings tight to its body, it dove straight for them with a triumphant scream. Crald spun and grabbed Fixza just as the wyvern backwinged, hitting them with a wall of air that staggered him and would have sent her flying. "Thanks," she squeaked. "No problem," he said, putting her back down, then turning to look at the wyvern. It purred while snuffling and grooming the baby as it sat in the orc's arms. However, it didn't take long before the baby cried in a way that even Crald recognized. "Feed me." Scruffing the baby, the bigger one backed away from the orc before leaping into the air. With a single beat of its wings, it headed back to the top of the inn and out of sight. "Thank you," the orc said, holding out a hand to Crald. Crald took it, giving a firm shake in return. "I was just the transport. Our cats found it, and our dad told us to bring it back here to the new flight master." "That would be me. I'm Gringer, the new flight master for the Horde in Booty Bay. It would be Phantom, who likes to vanish. Normally she ends up in the kitchen, but when we couldn't find her, Stormripper went into a frenzy. We were so busy with her that we couldn't look for Phantom. I was just asking Baron Revelgaz to send some guards to search for her when you showed up. Is there anything I can do to repay you?" Gringer asked. "We're just happy she's back with her mom," Fixza said, giving the orc a big grin. Gringer stared at her for a long moment. Crald tensed. His father had spoken with him about how other orcs might act toward Fixza, and he was ready to step in, just in case. Finally, Gringer nodded at her. "If that is how you all truly feel, I will accept it. Please extend my thanks to your father." "Of course," Fixza said. "I must be off. Akamigosh," he said with a wave, then turned and headed into the inn. That wyvern was so cool. "Let's go tell Dad," she said, then took off back toward the docks. Before Crald followed, he caught sight of Baron Revelgaz sheathing his sword. The goblin gave Crald a sharp smile and touched 2 fingers to his brow in a kind of salute, before he also went back inside the inn. Crald blew out a breath, then turned, jogging to catch up with Fixza. It eased something in his mind to know his father and him weren't the only ones who'd be keeping an eye on the newest denizens of Booty Bay. Thanks for listening. If you liked the story, don't forget to dive from the sky at the subscribe button and backwing the notification bell into the on position. Until next time, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night. See you later.